Where are you going? Never mind. Little girls shouldn't ask questions. You're going somewhere with Laurie. I know you are. You were whispering and laughing together on the sofa last night, and you stopped when I came in. Aren't you going with him? Yes, I am. Do be still and stop bothering, Amy. I know. You're going to the theater to see the Seven Castles. And I shall go. For Mother said I might see it, and I've got my rag money. And it was mean not to tell me in time. Listen, next week you can go with Beth and Hannah and have a nice time. I don't like that half as well as going with you and Laurie. Please let me. I'll be ever so good. And if I pay for myself, Laurie hasn't anything to do with it. You can't sit with us, for our seats are reserved. And you mustn't sit alone, so Laurie would give you his place. And that would spoil our pleasure. You shan't stir a step, and may just stay where you are. Laurie is calling. You'll be sorry for this, Joe March! If you ain't! Fiddlesticks! Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. The Seven Castles of the Diamond Lake was as wonderful and brilliant as a heart could wish. But despite the comical red imps, sparkling elves, and gorgeous princes and princesses, Joe's pleasure had a drop of bitterness in it. The Fairy Queen's yellow curls reminded her of Amy. In between acts, she amused herself with wondering what her sister might do to make her sorry for it. Has anyone taken my book? Amy, you know where it is. No, I don't. That's a fib. You know something about it, and you'd better tell me at once, or I will make you scold as much as you like. You'll never see your silly old book again. Why not? I burnt it up. You what? My little book that I was so fond of. Worked over. Hoped to finish before Father got home. I really burnt it? Yes, I did. I told you I'd make you pay for being so cross with me yesterday, and I have, so you wicked, wicked girl! I can never write it again, and I'll never forgive you as long as I live! Joe's book was the pride of her heart. It was only half a dozen little fairy tales. Joe had worked over them patiently, putting her whole heart into her work, hoping to make something good enough to print. Amy's bonfire had consumed the loving work of several years, and she now felt that no one would love her again, till she asked pardon for the deed which she now regretted more than any offense. Please forgive me, Joe. I am very, very sorry. I will never forgive you. It was an abominable thing, and you don't deserve to be forgiven. Everyone is so hateful. I'll ask Laurie to go skating. He's always kind and jolly and will put me to rights, I know. Amy heard the clash of skates and looked out with an impatient exclamation. There! She said I should go next time, for this is the last ice we shall have. But it's no use asking such a cross patch to take me. I was very naughty. It is hard to forgive the loss of her precious book. But I think she might do it now. After a flurry to get ready, Amy raced after the friends who were just disappearing over the hill. Joe saw her coming and turned her back. Laurie did not see her. He was carefully skating along the shore. "Keep near the shore! It isn't safe in the middle!" Joe heard, but Amy was still struggling to her feet and didn't catch a word. Joe glanced over her shoulder. Never mind whether she heard or not. Let her take care of herself. Laurie had just vanished around the bend. Joe was just at the turn and Amy far behind, striking out towards the smoother ice in the middle of the river. For a minute, Joe stood still with a strange feeling in her heart. Something turned her around just in time to see Amy throw up her hands and go down with a sudden crash of rotten ice, a splash of water, a cry that made Joe's heart stand still with fear. She tried to call Laurie, but her voice stopped. She tried to rush forward, but her feet seemed to have no strength in them. For a minute she could only stand motionless, staring at the little blue hood above the black water. Something brushed swiftly by her and Laurie's voice cried out, "Bring a rail! Quick! Quick!" How she did it, she never knew. For the next few minutes, Joe worked as if possessed, blindly obeying Laurie. And together, they got the child out. Frightened and hurt, shivering, dripping and crying, they got Amy home. When Amy was comfortably asleep, Mrs. March called Joe to her. "Are you sure she is safe?" "Quite safe, dear. Won't even catch cold, I think. You were sensible in covering her, getting her home quickly. Laurie did it all. I only let her go." "Oh, Mother, if she should die, it would be my fault. My dreadful temper. You don't know. You can't guess how bad it is. Seems I could do anything when I'm in a passion. I just get so savage I can hurt anyone and enjoy it. I'm afraid I shall do something dreadful someday that will spoil my life and make everyone hate me. Mother, help me. Please do help me." "Child, I will. Don't cry so bitterly. But remember this day, and resolve with all of your soul that you will never know another like it. Joe, dear, the troubles and temptations of your life are beginning, and may be many, but you can overcome and outlive them all if you learn to feel the tenderness and strength of your Heavenly Father. The more you love and trust Him, the less you will depend on human power and wisdom. Believe in His heartily and go to God all of your little cares and hopes and sins and sorrows just as freely and confidingly as you come to your mother." Joe's only response was to hold her mother close, and in the silence that followed, the sincerest prayer she had ever prayed left her heart without words. For in that sad, yet happy hour, Joe had not only learned the bitterness of remorse and despair, but also the sweetness of self-control and self-denial. Led by her mother's hand, she had grown closer to the friend who welcomes every child with a love stronger than that of any father, and tenderer than that of any mother. I wouldn't forgive her. And today, if it hadn't been for Laurie, I'd have been too late. How could I be so wicked? As if she heard, Amy opened her eyes and held out her arms with a smile that went straight to Joe's heart. Neither said a word, but hugged one another close, and everything was forgiven and forgotten.